All right, guys, injuries we had in the game. Breida left. He was put in the to go in the protocol or to be checked out, but he ended up returning. He was all right. Goodwin, the same thing. He ended up being cleared later, but we held him out. Go ahead.
How much did the conditions impact when you were able to do it?
A lot. I think both teams. Just the footing and everything, how rainy it was. It's not just throwing and catching, but it's tough to stand up and block people too. Everyone knows how that field always is, and just the way it was raining from last night made it a tough game for both sides.
How much did you prepare for that coming in?
You talk about it, but it's really tough to prepare for. Really tough to make it rain in California and ruin our field. So we talk about it, but you have an idea going in. So we had an idea it was going to be like that.
How do you like how the defense responded, Kyle, after that first drive, similar to the Rams game where they just ran out?
Yeah, definitely. That first drive was a little bit scary. They got their runs going, especially that second and long on that fake pass when they ran the draw. We ended up holding them on third down. Fortunately, they missed that field goal, and then they were great the rest of the day, especially after we turned it over. They were able to stop them right away. The turnover that Julian did get, I think we got 3 points on that, so that was huge. And obviously they shut him out, so it's hard to ask for much more after that.
Kyle, was it more limiting than you expected? Do you have to adjust play calling as it went on?
Yes, it was that weather was as bad a weather as we played in since we've been here, and combined with that field, just how that field always is, it's really tough for anyone to move.
You obviously know that field well. Did you have any sort of safety concerns beyond the competitive concerns about it?
None that always are like that. It's just hard for people to stay up, but it was definitely fun watching our whole team slide across the field at the end. I enjoyed watching that.
Did you consider joining them?
I did think about it, but I don't think it would have looked that right.
How much do you want a game like that just to get over? Like once you get a lead, just to get zeros on the clock?
A ton, especially in that weather. It's going to be a defensive game. Once you do get a lead, it's very tough for either offense to get anything going unless you get a big turnover or something like that, or you get a big play. I think we were able to have 2 big plays on offense, one to Richie on a third down, and I think one to Bourne on the keeper play action that we got down there inside the 5. So you get a couple big plays in those games, but everything usually depends off turnovers and trying your hardest to avoid upping the probability of having those.
You've mentioned how much trust you have in your defense. Once you got a lead, does it put you at ease at all? It's still a lot of football, but.
Yeah, it definitely puts you at ease. Especially knowing how that game was going to be. We knew both teams were going to have to run it, and both teams were going to eventually try for a big shot. So you have to commit to the run and just hold on when they take their shot. And we were able to keep them from getting those big plays, and we got a couple on offense, and it was the difference between winning and losing.
If not comfortable, do you feel like Jimmy got a little more comfortable as the game went on? I guess pretty good in the second half.
I think the whole game was pretty consistent for probably both teams in the passing game. It's really, you're never too comfortable and when you're playing in all the sleet and mud. So I thought he made some big throws when we had to. I know he wants to take that interception back, just not holding the safety enough. But he also made some big plays scrambling with his legs. I think he kept 1 third down going. And besides that 1 third, fourth down shot we took, did a good job protecting the ball.
Did you not see the safety in that point?
I don't know if he saw him. I think he was looking at the receiver, so hoping the guy would hang in the middle, but he didn't, and just got to hold him a little bit better.
You want to get the ball kind of hung on him a little bit on a few passes so that the conditions or him not being able to get the ball at all?
Probably both. It takes a lot to throw in that weather. And sometimes you get a hold of it, sometimes you don't. The ones down the field, sometimes you don't really, it's hard to really drive the ball, and it gets caught up in the air a lot. That's why we did get that 1 interception. We were fortunate to get that one down to Bourne, which safety wasn't an issue, but it made it hard to score also. But it was both teams who had to deal with it.
The 4 of these wins that you've done on the road, how big is that just for your team's confidence?
As much as we've struggled on the road our first 2 years, I do think that's huge. We had to break a long streak with our first game. Being able to, come out here. This was our first time this year having a 10 a.m. kickoff West Coast. So I was a little bit worried about that, trying to come in Friday and stuff. But the guys, they were ready to go. They got here early. You could tell they had the energy in pregame. I was really excited about just the vibe our players had. They came out hungry. I know it was a messy game. but to win 9-0 and something like that, just how much they battled throughout it all, a number of the guys we were missing, and it was really cool to watch how important it was to them at the end and how much fun they were having in a game like that.
Kyle, against this opponent on this field, with everything that happened while you were here, did this game feel more magnified than a regular season game at any point?
I mean, I've been in a number of buildings, and not all of it always ends good. But it had nothing to do with the game. I think it was everyone's a little more sensitive to things that things involve your family. So that's why I'm always a little more sensitive to this because of what I went through with my dad here, and that's why it was nice to get the win. But it had definitely had nothing to do with the game. Has nothing to do with the score. But you always want to take care of things the right way when you're bothered by how some things have been for a family member.
Couple more, please. That Julian Taylor play on fourth down in the first half. What's it say about him, just given he hasn't had many opportunities this year?
Yeah, it was huge. I mean, we got a lot of confidence in Julian. He never knows each week whether he's going to be up or not. It's based off of usually other positions and how we're going to play that game. But it was a huge turning point getting that turnover. I think we had him in first or second and long on that drive, and that's when we got one of our 2 penalties, I think, which gave him the first down, gave him some momentum, and then Julian to get that fumble. I was going to give him a game ball, but he didn't score, so I told him he had to score to get one because it wasn't easy to score. But I'm just joking. He did a hell of a job, and that was a big turning point in the game.
Who got the game ball?
No one. Well, yeah.
Team.
Yeah, team. Yeah, we'll give one to the whole team.